Townscript is a leading event ticketing platform which has served over 7,000 plus events till date. In fact, Sanchit and I were discussing about how growth has been like multiples, which Sanchit is going to explore, like starting from the initial events to now reaching 7,000 and now going in multiples of 7,000 every month probably eventually. So something like that. And every month, Sanchit's platform currently sells 30,000 plus tickets on Townscript. And Sanchit had teamed with Sachin Sharma as his co-founder and started Townscript about 3 years back.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sanchit, starting the startup grind, we would like to know more about starting from the beginning. So we'll be putting up in chronological order. We'll come to Townscript, but maybe we'll start first with knowing more about you and the phase till Townscript. So let's say everything starting from where did you had your studies and how you came to Pune and everything, how it got into place.
Yeah, sure. So basically I'll start out with introducing Townscript a little more. So Townscript is a self-serve event ticketing management platform for event organizers. So by self-serve I mean like it gives full control to event organizers to manage their whole ticket sales, and they can control, they give discount offers, they can check how many people have registered for their events real time, they can check out from which source their people are buying tickets, like for example from Facebook, from Twitter, from email marketing they can check out, and there are plenty of features which help them out in managing ticket sales hassle-free. Okay. Apart from that, we help them out in promoting events as well. We have been pretty strong in quite a few segments, and we have been increasing sales of event organizers by 30%. So in a way, we help them out in managing ticket sales plus helping them out in selling more tickets. So this has been the basic value which we have been providing to our customers. So we started this company in late 2013. So we launched our product in early 2014. So before that, we were working on an idea of building event networking apps. So also before that, so I met Sachin, my co-founder, who manages the product of Townscript through a mutual friend, Malik, who happens to be our first investor in the company. So when we met, we were working on an idea of building event networking apps. So by event networking app, I mean like, so this is an event where, this is also an event, right? So this is an event where we are like around 20 people here. Okay. So we have, after the event, we are trying to network with each other, right? So we want to talk to each other, we want to learn about each other. So we are building an app where when the event is like more than 500, 600 people, so you can't meet each person. So what we were planning to do was planning to build an app so that everyone can check who all have come for the event and they can network with them during the event and after the event. They can also check out what's the schedule and stuff. So, but when we talk to our customers, we realized that the customers were struggling with much bigger problems. So this was a very good solution for a market which is mature. So event market, I still feel is growing in nascent stage right now in India. So this kind of a product which we are building earlier would have been a very good product for countries like US or UK, but not for India, which we realized when we started selling. Okay, so when we started selling, we talked to event organizers and we realized that this is so they are facing basic problems of organizing events. This kind of a solution is like they might be using it like 7 years. After 7 years, after 10 years, so the market was not ready for what we were building. So that we realized when selling. So then when we were talking to event organizers, we realized that basic self-serve event ticketing was missing they were facing a lot of hassles in managing ticket sales. So they were like, you build a very good product in terms of helping us out in managing ticket sales and provide this solution for free of cost along with that, or you charge some 5,000, 10,000 rupees for this app, but this is an add-on for us. This is not a primary value primary value which is providing. This product is not providing primary value to us. So the kind of market, the maturity of market, based on the maturity of market, which we realized that we are not ready for this kind of product, and then we started building this product which is in the current form, the self-serve event ticketing platform. And now, within 3 years, we have served more than 3,000 event organizers. One of the biggest customers being Comic-Con India and Devil Circuit. We do all the Pune's marathons, Pune running, which is happening in 16th October. That is happening through our platform. We do almost all the major tech conferences in India. Few of our customers being Your Story, Next Big Word, Salt March. So there are a lot of customers we have been serving, and we have been able to grow very fast, and we have received a very good feedback from our customers.
Right. That's a nice comprehension you put together as a summary about what you guys have been doing. I would maybe like to go in more details, of each part of it, how you've grown Townscript. So starting from, let's say, your first customer, and you mentioned about, the hassles that you faced while you were selling a different variation of this product, and then eventually you discovered that, okay, maybe ticketing is probably people are looking for. But at that point, still you were a startup basically, still you were someone who was doing something which Book My Show is already doing, and they are already so big, kind of response you may have got.
Yeah.
So how were you able to sell during the initial phases, and what were the strategies that you took? I ask this because a lot of startups face the same dilemma about how to get their first customers.
Exactly. So, very good question. So, initially it is always very, very hard to sell. Okay. First, there are two reasons. First, your product is not as good because your product is in very nascent stage. Don't expect to build a high quality product and then you start selling. So that is a very bad strategy. So what we did was we built a very basic product with basic questions for attendee form and payment gateway integration and basic ticketing was there, nothing else. And second, the product was very basic. There were no like 1% of features were there which are right now in the product. The second challenge you face while selling initially is trust. Okay, people don't trust you because you haven't served anyone before. Like for example, this is relevant to any company. So when you're starting off, it's very difficult to sell. Nobody knows you in the market, and there is no reference, there is no social proof which gives you trust. So how to overcome those challenges? So in our case, I believe the only thing which I believe works is go on the roads, meet people, and try to convince them to use your product. You'll have to meet 50 people, and then out of those 50 people, you might be able to convert one. Even if you are not able to convert the 1 out of 50, then you have to approach 100 people. So initially it's very hard. I still remember we had a very we were about to close a conference when we were very early. So that was like worth of 1 crore sales they were planning to do. So but we lost it only because of the trust. They didn't trust us. Their question was, if you run away with our money, what will we do? So we are going to do 1 CR worth of sales. So if you guys run away, so who are you guys? We don't even know you. So those are challenges which you will definitely face, but the thing is you have to keep on approaching and keep on running on roads, which is very painful, which is always very painful when you are reaching out to people and then you are requesting them to use your product or service with whatever you are providing. But definitely you will find few people who will trust you and who will take a bet on you, and then they might start using your service or product. Yeah.
Okay. And then let's say when you were able to build that trust, so any growth things that you did to further, let's say, build upon those orders, like anything further that you were able to build more business from that existing orders? What are the things that you did? Let's say you reached the first 5 lakhs, then from 5 to 50 or 5 to 100. What were these strategies? Or was it more like again sort of reaching out, and how did you make it further?
So first thing is we studied the market very well. Okay, so we tried to learn about the market as much as possible. Okay, and then we segmented the market. Okay, so these are the verticals which we can target. For example, one vertical for us is marathons, one vertical is conferences, one vertical is concerts or entertainment tickets, one vertical is like workshops and training. So these are like 4 verticals. Then we studied, okay, these are the markets which are growing, which are bigger, which we can target, and these are like, for example, BookMyShow is very strong in entertainment, but they are not there in conferences or other segments because their product is not ready to serve those kind of customers. So then we realized like, okay, these are the segments where there is no one. Okay, and second thing is we used to talk to customers and so they used to give us feedback when we were very ready. So one customer told me like, if you build this, I'll come to you. If you have this feature, I'll come to you. So then we used to go back to them. Okay, we have built this feature. Now you start using our product. Okay, then we were able to close more customers. So honestly speaking, 90% of the product is built by customers' feedback only. So though we have to make sure that we are not complicating our product because people may do a service company, like it's very difficult, like in terms of building a product. So we have to make sure that our product is simple and clean and easy to use. But 90% of the product has been built by taking customers' feedback only. So then from 5 to 15, what we did was, like for example, in our product there is little virality also, because if I am able to close one influencer in one community, okay, then all the competitors keep a close watch on their competitors. Event organizers, competitors keep a close watch on like which platform is being used by the influencer in our segment. Okay, then our link is shared. Townscript's link is shared everywhere. So when people see that this company is being used by the best organizer in our industry, then other small organizers also start using our product. Right. So so it's very difficult to close an influencer as well, but try to, like what we did was we were focused on one vertical. Okay, so instead of hopping around on instead of hopping around different verticals, like closing 2 workshops and 2 runs or 2 conferences, we focused on closing 6 conferences. So we became popular in few verticals. Okay, so in few communities. So that has been our strategy, and that's how we became viral in particular segments. Yeah.
You mentioned about changing your product, like as the customers came in, and even in fact your start was a pivot from from event application to ticket selling. So any other pivot that you would say that have really been a benchmark in the global stage, that okay, these things really change the way the product is today and they got a lot of success. So any decisions that you took around that have worked for you, would you like to share?
Yeah, so one big change was like we started with an event networking app, and we are now working on an event ticketing solution, which is like totally different from what we were doing. So in terms of product also, we always focused on what customers' requirements are, and there have been a lot of changes. We do a lot of changes on an everyday basis. Like first of all, we didn't focus towards consumer side. Okay, we realized that this business is more of B2B driven as of now. So being a marketplace, first you have to get the supply side and then you have to get the consumer side of it. Right, so it's like a marketplace is like a mall. First you have to get a lot of shops, and then only you will be able to ask consumer to come inside your mall. So then first, initially when we started, we didn't know about it, and so we were very naive, and then we were focusing on like first getting the first event organizer, then we started marketing for him. But being a very small team, that is not possible. So we focused only on getting organizers and serving them, then only focusing on ticketing management. But today, if you ask me, like we are increasing sales of event organizers, so that is also a new, very, very important value add for event organizers. So that's how you have to keep on learning at what stage you are, and what are your capabilities at that moment of time, and then change according to that. Yeah.
In your biography, I read that you started just out of college. Like this is your like only work that you are basically got attached with, like right from college. You were not working and you did not have experience.
Yeah.
So would you like to elaborate more? Was it always planned, or was it like something that just happened? And how did it go? And looking back, do you see that was a wise decision?
Yeah. So from beginning only, like from my like childhood, I always had some passion to do something different or something big. So even when I was in college, I didn't want to do job, and I wanted to do. I was a badminton player in my school days. So, but my father didn't let me play badminton, and I played till state level. I've been district champion. So, but I wanted to become a badminton player, and my father didn't let me do that because being from a middle class background, you have to do engineering, you have to study, and being my father is a professor, so he scolded me and told me that you have to do engineering and do whatever you want to do later. So that's how all middle class people have been, parents have been. So then when I came to college, then I was not happy with whatever was happening in my life, and then I wanted to do something different, and to do something which would impact. I didn't want to live a normal job or life. So then during my college days, I was working for an NGO called Gunj. Then I was at that point of time I was very inspired by Anshu Gupta, who is the founder of Gunj, and I was very focused toward building something related to social entrepreneurship. I wanted to do something for my country. So then, during that, after that period of time, I met few of my friends at one of the conferences, and then we started this company called Padharo when I was in third year. So Padharo was a greeter service for foreigners who come to India. We had around 1,000 in college days itself. We had around 1,000 greeters all over the country. So anyone could become a greeter. You could also become a greeter and show around Pune to anyone who comes to Pune from other parts of the city, other parts of the country or world. So we had served around 20 customers. We got a lot of traction, lot of media attention because we were college students, and we were like we were featured in BBC also, Hindustan Times, or like all the newspapers. So that point of time we learned, like that was like, okay, you if your idea is novel and if you are working really hard, then the results are like exponential. So then that experience plus I started doing internship in MIT-Pune, and I was working with Mohit Garg. So Mohit Garg is also our first investor in the company. So I was really inspired by the way they have built this company called MIT-Pune. I'm still inspired by the way they have building this company right now. So they received around $20 million investment few days back. I still take a lot of inspiration from them. So then immediately after college, because of the support of definitely Mohit Garg, he has been a great mentor, and I took the decision of starting off and working with Sachin and starting off Townscript. I had a job offer from Deloitte. That was a very difficult decision at that point of time, because generally Deloitte is a very good consulting company. You go in Deloitte and your future, you do MBA and your future is bright. So then like starting off Townscript has been overall a very good decision.
Yeah. So, anything you feel that if you had done MBA, it would have been better, or you feel that this is good? Like, what are your suggestions? Like, should people currently, let's say in engineering, go for MBA, or they can become actually good marketers, not good, even if they don't do MBA?
Okay. So. I personally believe in self-learning. Okay, so I don't know what happens at MBA because I've not done anything in MBA. So what I believe is learning by doing, and there is a lot of content available online. So in last 3 years, I've done more than 15 courses on different websites. I'm HubSpot certified marketer, and I've done like Wharton Coursera marketing course. I'm right now doing Stanford machine learning course by Ento. So I've done 15 courses. I have read more than 20 books in the last 3 years. So whatever I read in books, and I am right now doing Avinash Kaushik's web analytics course. So whatever I learn on weekends, I implement that on weekdays. So that's much better than doing MBA, because you just learn, you can't do. I can do and I can learn on weekends, I can do on weekdays.
Yeah, that's I think a good takeaway. Do on weekends that you can apply on weekdays.
Yeah.
So, very nice takeaway. Okay, so tell us more, Sanchit, about your current team and how you've been building it out, and so how many people currently are working at Townscript, and how you have been able to build that team. Would you like to tell me?
So right now we are 12 people. Building the team has been the most important thing which we realized with time. So you can't just throw money and hire people. Okay, so from the beginning itself, the trust which we had among me and my co-founder, we had infinite trust in each other, and we had discussed with each other that we are going to be in this business. Whatever we do, we are going to be together, and we'll make sure that whatever we do, we are making it successful. Okay, so the trust between having a co-founder is very, very, very important. Okay, having trust in your co-founder is extremely important, and having first 10 to 20 people in the team who are working as if it's their own company is more important, extremely important. So we hire people, even if doesn't matter if they don't have any experience, but they should feel passionate about what we are doing, okay, and they should believe that this can be big, and they should see, they should work as if it's our own company. So that's how we have been hiring. It takes a lot of time to find right people who can work for you, who can work for your company, but the fruits are good if you wait for 2-3 months and then you spend a lot of time on hiring. So hiring is very important, but it's painful also, because sometimes what happens, you have to do some marketing or your own work, plus you have to do hiring also. So it's very painful at times. Yeah.
So you have HR currently doing it, or do you yourself still hire?
No, actually, we for business role, I take lead in terms of hiring, and for product role, my partner Sachin takes lead. So because we are very early to hire an HR, okay, and we need to have team. So I believe like first 15 people are also founders of the team. So we make them owners of the company, like by giving stocks as well, and we make them feel that, see, you are founders of this company, work as if you own this company, and then only you can scale and make it big. Otherwise, two people cannot do everything. Yeah.
So you mentioned about you mentioned a couple of facts about Sachin.
Mm-hmm.
So would you like to tell more about how you and your co-founder suit each other, maybe, and if let's say someone is looking for co-founders here, what probably you can give advice about finding good co-founders, or what one should look into when he's having a co-founder?
Mm-hmm.
Because co-founder, I have heard that it's like marriage.
Yeah.
So you have to marry once, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to make sure that you marry the right person.
Yes.
So
you have to be very lucky also. So I was lucky. So so we both were lucky to each other. So because and we had a mutual connection who connected us, and we both are SLP fellows. We have done fellowship program from Startup Leadership Program. It's in Pune as well. So I have done from Pune and Mumbai. Then because of Mohit, we got connected. Then we decided to work for 3 to 4 months together. Okay, so that was the initial decision that we took, that let's work for 3 months and then see how it goes. So then we worked for 3 months, and then we were like, let's work together. Okay, and then we started working out. And one second thing which has really worked with in between us is we have divided the work very properly. So and we have trusted each other, like this work is going to be done by him, this work is going to be done by me. Like in terms of business, sales, marketing, customer success is going to be managed by me. Product fundraising is going to be managed by Sachin. So though I definitely help him out in connecting with some product developers or some potential investors, and he helped me out in getting more customers. But but we have divided the role very vividly, and it has never been a problem. Even if he's busy with something else, business is scaling. Okay, so that's how you have to divide and rule. Basically, you have to make sure that the roles are clearly defined between each other. That's why you mentioned. So it should happen that both people are doing the same thing. So the roles should be divided very clearly. Okay, even if you all are developers, then still, okay, this guy has better communication skills, or this guy is more social, or this guy has more interest towards meeting new people. So then that person can go towards the sales manager. So you need to have complementary skills. We were lucky to have complementary skills. Yeah.
So you mentioned about scaling up. So currently, I also came to know that you have a diverse team, like in different locations, because you have to connect with people from, in fact, customers from different locations all over India. So how do you manage, and leverage on those teams? How are you able to develop your own, people who can take care of such independence, working from a totally remote locations and stuff?
Yeah, so this is a very good question. So we have a couple of team members working from Bangalore and a couple of team members working from Delhi. So how do we connect with each other, and how do we make sure that everything is happening smoothly? So that's a challenge. Okay, but how we do it is like we have weekly meetings, regular weekly meetings. So my job is to make sure that I am making sure that we are having weekly goal setting meetings. And second is we are focusing on what activities we are doing. So in terms of, and we use CRMs. So only business development people are there in other cities. And third thing is we don't want those people who are working remotely shouldn't feel disconnected with the team. So we call them regularly back to Pune. Okay, or like once in 2 months. Okay, they come like for a couple of weeks to Pune. So. And how do we make sure that everything is happening smoothly? Is we focus on activities. Like we have a target of approaching 10 people every day. Okay, so have we approached 10 people every day? If not, why? Are we closing like out of that 10% of customers? If no, why? So then there are two questions. So we focus on like what efforts are being put. That's it.
Okay. And as you again mentioning about scaling up, you mentioned about the role Mohit has played in bringing you guys together and then helping you further as well. So maybe because again for startups, right mentors are necessary as well. So would like to know more about first of all what you learned from your mentor, and again how one can find good mentors.
So this part is also, I've been very lucky. So luck is also very important. So being in touch with Mohit. So Mohit has been a great mentor. He had invested money when we didn't even build anything. So we were lucky to get some small seed amount from him. Second thing is he has helped us. Not only in terms of money, he has helped us a lot in other things like building a product, building a business, connecting to investors. He's like the most connected person in startup community, right? So having the right mentor is very important. I don't know. I didn't find it. I was just lucky to get him. So, but if you can find the right mentor who has been through the process, so who has built the company, can be your mentor. A person who hasn't built the company in the past cannot be a mentor, even if he's like older. Age really doesn't matter. Okay, so if that person has been through the process, then you can have him as your mentor. And so because he has been through the process and he has been able to guide us, because he's like much ahead of us in terms of the experience of building the company. So in that way, he has helped us a lot, like connecting to investors and connecting to people, relevant people in the community.
Talking about investors, so is Townscript currently looking for any funding? Yes, it can be revealed in a public forum. How is it?
Yeah, so we had raised a very small round of some amount, small amount of money in multi-lakhs when we were invested. Then we had raised last year in January. Okay, first we built the product. We were doing at that moment of time 30-40 lakhs of sales per month, and we raised a decent amount of money. So from group of angel investors. Then now we have grown 7x comparing to last year. Now we are thinking of raising another round of investment.
So, any lessons for raising funds that you would like to share with the community? And let's say you had a successful round raise from angel investors. So maybe you can tell more about your experiences of doing that and what preparations it took, how did it happen, what are the to-dos and not to-dos about doing it.
So, first and foremost thing is we need to understand why we need funding. Okay, so some businesses really don't require funding to run. So it's totally okay if you are not funded. So do you really need funding? Is your business really does your business really require funding to grow? Okay, can you bootstrap? So a lot of people bootstrap, and that is totally okay, and that is very good in fact because you own 100% of the company. But also, funding should be the criteria of success. So that has been like in past year we see a lot of funding news, but the startups have shut down also. Focus should be on building a successful business where you can break even at any point of time, okay, and you can survive. Okay, so your focus should be on growing your business and making sure even if the circumstances are not good, you survive. So funding market goes up and down. Right now it's down. Okay, last year it was really high, so a lot of funding was happening. But still, even if it is the funding market is down, like people are not investing money, so markets go up and down, right? So similar like stock markets, like funding markets are like that only, like in terms of startups also. So what we need to realize is we should keep on focusing on building a sustainable, successful business model or business, and funding is just a way to help you grow faster. Okay, and that's how we have been doing. When we had raised an angel round, we had a very good product. When we raised from group of angels, we had a very good product. We had very good traction. We were doing annually sales in multi-crores. Then we raised an investment. You get a better valuation also when you have a ready-made product. Don't think I sometimes meet friends. Okay. Like we are in an idea stage, can you help us in connecting with investors? You haven't proven yourself. Okay, so first you have to prove yourself and show that this is a scalable business. Business has to be scalable if you have to raise funds. Market should be very big. Whatever you are building, the market size should be extremely big. So what is important there is first prove yourself in terms of angel investment, or also I feel that you build your product, you show that we have 10 customers, then you go for funding. To build that product and to have those 10 customers, you spend some amount from your pocket also. Okay, that means you are very, very committed to the business. Right, whatever you are doing, that means very good, because if you are taking risk of putting your own money, and if you are leaving your job and starting off your business and building product, that means you are taking a very high risk. That builds trust among investors also. Right.
Okay. So moving further, as you take care of the marketing of Townscript and helping to take marketing, I'd like to learn more, on the marketing aspects of a startup. So let's start with any marketing sutra that you would like to give. Like, these are some of the things that you do that you would like to share with the community.
So, basic fundamental thing which we focus is we are solving one problem of the customer. Okay, so we are solving the problem of the customer through a product. Okay, whatever efforts we put in terms of sales, in terms of marketing, in terms of customer success, in terms of product building, are revolve around the concept that we are solving the problem. So we do a lot of content marketing. We don't write content for the sake of writing content. We write content to help them learn about their industry. So we ourselves have been learning a lot about the industry because we are in the industry for 3 years. So new event organizer is coming up. We write blogs to make sure that they learn about the industry, how they can grow. Like for example, we do take interviews of successful event entrepreneurs. Okay, so new event entrepreneur and share their learnings. So the new event entrepreneur who's coming in the industry can learn from those blogs. So if you see the idea behind the marketing and the sales, and when we do sales also, we tell them, okay, see, my aim is to help you sell tickets online hassle free. Okay, my aim is to help you sell more tickets. Okay, I'm helping you, though I'm taking you some, and I'm providing you value. Okay, and then I'm taking some money from you. But my aim is I always talk to my customers, my potential customers, as if I want to help them. Okay, so we do a lot of content marketing. So content is very important to get a lot of inbound customers. So there are two ways to get customers. One is reaching out to customers. That is called outbound approach. You have to do a lot of sales. If you do more sales, then you have more customers, then you get more inbound. Inbound means people coming to you. Okay, so initially when you're small, you can't get customers through like within couple of days through blogging. Okay, you have to approach a lot of customers on ground, and I still keep on roaming around in Mumbai, Delhi, Pune for meetings to close customers. So that is one way to get more customers. And in terms of marketing, we do a lot of content. SEO is very important. If you are searching for an event ticketing platform in India, Townscript comes on the top. So that is also very, very important. There are a lot of channels from where you can get customers like SEO, like Google search. Okay, and there are different question answer websites like Quora. Okay, there are different mediums like social media like Facebook, Twitter. You have to identify where your customers are. There also we share the same thing. We route a content, okay, that is helping customers problem, and then we share that on social media, and then we find similar kind of a question on Quora. Okay. How to market my event. Okay, I have already written a blog. I just copy and paste that on Quora. Okay, how to write, and then we get a lot of uploads. So basically, what we do, what we focus on is the context. The context is to help customers, and then we build around different types of content like videos, and you can make tutorial videos. Okay, you can write blogs. You can make infographics to help them out and learn about it. And in a way that the results are very cumulative. Initially, you won't get success in terms of inbound marketing, social media marketing. Just posting something on Facebook won't help. Okay, so it takes time to build a business. Retargeting also has been very helpful in terms of paid marketing. Okay, so these things take time to happen, but initially what you have to focus on is outbound.
And so Sanchit, you are also telling about reading many books. So would you like to maybe comment some titles?
Okay. So there are a lot of my favorite book is one is 0 to 1. Okay, that is by Peter Thiel. And second book which is my favorite is Thinking Slow, Fast and Slow. I think Thinking Slow and Fast, something like that. Third book is Influence. Fourth book is Getting More. Fifth book is Hard Things About Hard Things. So these are a couple of favorites. Yeah.
So now that Townscript has been growing, so two questions here, basically two parts. One is how do you foresee now the growth of Townscript? What if you'd like to share something about building now what you've already built, building on top of it. So what are the next things that you want to do? And the second part would be, like looking back, do you want to change anything from your learning? Like, okay, now if I was starting something, maybe I would do this way. This is better than something like that.
So in terms of like future plans, what we are focusing on is helping out the customers in a better way. Again, focusing on the right people and building product for them. So we have released an app which can help them out in checking in people during the event hassle-free. So right now, what we do is we have people buy tickets and they have the data, then they download and they have the Excel sheet and then they check in manually through that. Like during the event we have desks, right? So we have released an app which can, so every ticket has a QR code where immediately you can check in and you can see how many people have come to the event. So these kind of technologies we are focusing on. We have already developed those technologies and we are implementing them on different events. So the aim is to help event organizers make their ticketing management and promotion whole process very hassle-free. Also, we are focusing on the consumer side which will eventually help event organizers sell more tickets. So you can find more events and you can engage with more events. We are totally focused on India. India is a supermarket, huge market. Okay, we a great opportunity for us to reach out to more and more people. Apart from that, we have been, because of inbound, we have been doing a lot of inbound marketing, and because of inbound, we are getting a lot of inbound customers from outside India as well. We have served a lot of conferences in US, Singapore and Australia. So that is something which we are not focused, but we are getting on its own. Like the people are doing another one. So, but in future, maybe for next year, we want to focus on markets out of India as well.
And the part B about do you want to change anything the way you done?
So, if you compare us from 3 years, we have learned a lot. Okay, we have learned a lot. So, and the learning has been like infinite learning. So, whatever we do in future will be like 1,000 times better than what we did in 2013. Infinite learning. So, but definitely, if I wouldn't have been through this process, I wouldn't have learned. So, you learn from your mistake, you learn by doing. So, I don't want to change anything. I think it's good.
Okay. One thing we'd like to know more is because we have a couple of friends coming from the event space itself.
Yeah.
So, how do you see the whole event segment? And even let's say if you are planning to raise some round of funding, etc. So, how you are actually you mentioned that it's still in nascent stage as you see. But overall, like how would you let's say rate the sector and what learnings will you like to share specific to the domain of event?
Yes.
Event.
So, event industry in India is going through a very beautiful times. It's growing like crazy. It's the best time to be in event industry right now because in next 5 years, next year, 10 years, this industry is going to get mature. People now have money to spend. When you're a fresher, you are earning like 40,000 rupees just out of college. You have what to do with that when they want to go out. They want to attend events. They want to go for trekking. They want to go for concerts. So they want to attend workshops. People have money right now to, and that is increasing day by day. India is going through a very beautiful times right now. So event industry was the last thing. So first we focus on basic needs of our life. First is roti kapda types. We needed Myntra types platforms online. We wanted food. We wanted basic stuff like electronics products. Now is the time for event industry. Those industries have already matured. You cannot build Flipkart. Flipkart is already there. Okay, you cannot build Myntra is already there. You can't build. So cab was like commuting was also a big problem. So now next 5 years is the time of event industry. And event industry, if you compare with other industries, other countries as well, so that's the last industry. So which gets mature. So right now event industry in US and other countries is very mature. But in next 5 years, event industry, next 10 years, 5 years will be very exact. Next 10 years, even our event industry, India's event industry will get mature. But still, it's in very nascent stage right now.
Okay. So you see a very prosperous future for the event industry. Yes. Okay. So one thing further that I think many startups have a question about is, let's say I'm for example, I want to start a company today, but I see a lot of competition or big competitors in it. Like in your case, there was, there were already big players in the ticketing market.
Yeah.
So, how exactly to, counteract and how exactly to make a strategy around big competitors? What you can do to survive?
Yeah. So, first thing is, if you compare us with the Bookma show, we are playing a totally different game. So we are serving different sets of customers. Okay, and Book My Show is very complementary to what we are doing actually. So they are more into entertainments. We are catering to totally different segments. So that is one thing. So we never had to compete with Book My Show. Though we sometimes try to go behind some concerts, but then we realize that this is not the right strategy. Focus on segments which are untapped. Second thing is we have a couple of startups competing with us right now. Okay, we have built our own segments. Okay, as I told earlier, you have to focus on the verticals which are untapped and become leaders in those verticals. Okay, so that has been our strategy, and we have been doing that, and we are market leaders in 3 or 4 segments. Okay, so we don't. So that is one thing. Second thing is, in terms of serving customers, we believe you shouldn't be worried about competition. Don't think about competition. Focus on your customers. Focus on serving them better. That's it. Be there for them 24/7. Even if they call me right now, I'll pick up their call and I'll help them out. So that has been our customer service has been the best. Okay, we try to identify that these are the pain points of those customers, and we have to, like for example, money clearance. See, at the end of the day, everyone is doing it for money, right? So organizers are doing it for money. We are the only startup who clears money on daily basis in the event industry. No one has been able to do it operationally. So how did we do it? Because we were doing it from the day one. So that's why we were able to scale it also. So when somebody is getting money on like Kalmar ticket because next day I'm getting money, so nothing like that. Okay. Then nobody leaves you actually.
Right. So you're able to, I would say maybe summarize it that you're able to tackle the moment of truth kind of situation where the things that are critical for a customer, you try and identify them and try to solve them for the customer, which for a larger computer may go unnoticed.
Yes.
Don't pick please. You can it. So that being said, okay, now I come to the last part of my interview. So we have a small exercise, again how well, let's say, Sanchit implements, the marketing. So I have a set of few situations to give, like few people actually that are, let's say, going to, that plan to have an event. So what maybe we'd like to know is how Sanchit is going to approach them. Okay, so let's say if you come across that there's a Salman Khan concert, what would be your approach to convert it and bring it down?
Okay. So first thing is we need to understand the cycle. Okay, so at what phase our customer is. For example, there's a concert, or if you say somebody is planning to build an app and you want to you are an app developer and you want to convert him into your customer. So one thing is we have to get him on board when he's in planning stage. Okay, so you have to be very, very like first thing is lead search. Okay, if you are approaching, everything is happening outbound, you have to get the customer when he's in idea stage of whatever he's planning to do. Right, whatever product I am providing. So in event cycle, like for example in our case, in event cycle first is they have to get sponsors, they have to get venue, they have to get speakers, they have to sort out their ticketing part of it, and they have to sort out their marketing agency part of it. So if we are approaching 1 month before, then they are already sorted with that. So we have to make sure that we are approaching like 4 or 5 months before. And if I am selling an app, okay, or if I am an app developer, so and if I want to sell something, there can be 2 ways. Okay, one is in terms of like when the person, I have to identify people who are in earlier stage of building an app, or else if they have an app, I'll identify do they really have a good app. If they don't have a good app, then I'll tell them like these are the mistakes that are there in your app. Okay, these are the bugs that are there in your app, and I'll approach them and tell them, sir, I can fix those for you, and this is like I'll like to talk to you about that.
And how different it would be from your experience coming to the event domain? Would it be organizing an event for, let's say, a Salman Khan versus a Narendra Modi versus viral corporate, like an international event? So, are there different cycles that you go through, or?
Yes. So if you compare Warren Buffett, Narendra Modi, and Salman Khan, they are totally two different segments. Okay, Narendra Modi is a politician, Salman Khan is an actor, and Warren Buffett is a business personality. Okay, so their target audience is totally different. Okay, so Warren Buffett, people who will go to listen to Warren Buffett are people like who are into business. People who will go to listen to Salman Khan will be those people who want some entertainment in their life. Okay, people who will go to listen to Narendra Modi are those people who want to make change in our country and develop our country, as he says. Okay, so our target audiences are totally different. Okay, so the kind of sponsor we have will be totally different. Okay, so if I want to listen to, if we are organizing an event for Warren Buffett, then my sponsors will be totally different from my sponsors who are coming to listen to Salman Khan, right? So or Narendra Modi. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to identify the industry that person is in and the type of targeting we need to do. We need to do that targeting according to that one.
Right. Okay. So, coming to my last part today, which is kind of a rapid fire to know more about Sanchit actually. So, we knew a lot about the Townscript now, but it's more about, like quickly what Sanchit thinks. Okay. So, tell us, Sanchit, your best place to holiday. Quickly, whatever. Best way to relax.
3 books.
Best day in the week.
1 day.
Best motivation that you give to the team. How do you motivate the team?
Work hard. Vision for the company.
Okay. The best book that you've ever read.
Influence.
Okay. Best eating place in Pune.
Marrakesh.
Where is it?
It's in Kalyan.
Okay. And the best event that you've ever had organized.
Did ticketing for event. Right now it's Devil's Circuit, my favorite. Or Rubicon Video.
Okay. Okay. And the largest event that you did? Are they the same or yeah?
One of the largest events which we are doing right now is Devil's Circuit. Okay, and Pune International Marathon, Comic-Con, Express Pune. Around 15,000 people bought tickets to
okay, that's very nice numbers. Great, so I'm done grinding Sanchit. I would now like to open it for people to grind Sanchit further and ask questions. But before I leave, I would request you all to give a round of applause for Sanchit.